Welcome back, everybody. Well, our next guests are not, I repeat, are not from Minnesota, but they have become our state's biggest cheerleaders through their blog, MInnevangelist, which I love that name. And they will be lining up at the gate Thursday to take in one of their favorite activities, and yours, the Minnesota State Fair. Ladies and gentlemen, please give it up for Ashley Halpern and Andrew Parks from the blog, MInnevangelist. Okay, so you both are journalists. You were at Bon Appetit, right?
It was the last time.
The last
time. I was working full time.
A second, I love your earrings, by the way. So this all started, correct me if I'm wrong, you went on a 2-year trip through Asia and Australia, right? Is that how everything kind of started?
That was about the timeline. We left New York in 2014, fall of 2014, and we traveled full time for almost 4 years. And in there, we spent about 2 years in Asia, and then we also did a 16-month road trip across the U.S.
Oh,
kind of auditioning the whole country.
Is that really what it was?
Speed dating America.
Speed dating America. I love that. And that was the whole goal when you set out. That was the goal, to speed date America.
Yeah.
Yeah, we always thought that maybe after 10 years in New York, we would move to LA, as there's a lot of tunnel vision between New York, LA, New York, LA. And then we were like, there's so many cool places in the US, but where are we going to live? Where do we want to move?
So 16 months, 40 states, and 229 cities. And right? 229 cities. Other than, well, obviously you ended up here, but I want to know, were there other top three, who was in the top two?
Let's see. We argue about
we
this
argue
still
about
to
it.
this day.
I would say San Antonio, Texas,
Okay.
and Denver, Colorado.
What did you like about Denver?
Just beautiful like it is
Yeah.
here, but a different kind of beauty because you have the mountains there. And, yeah.
The mountains, the people, the art, the culture, the restaurants, the diversity, a lot of the things that also brought us here.
But that was a bone of contention. That was an argument point, the other finalists?
No, I mean, like, we definitely both agreed on settling here for
Yeah.
sure,
Yeah.
but it's more like the top 5.
The Twin Cities kind of kicked everything else down the list,
Yeah.
like 10 spots.
Okay, so I have to ask. I say I moved here 22 years ago. I have enormous civic pride. I love it here. I don't plan on ever leaving. What was it about, for both of you individually, what was it about the Twin Cities that did just kick everyone else to the curb? Ashley, I'll start with you.
Okay. Oh my gosh, to narrow it down to one thing.
Or no, take your time. We have another half hour.
A few hours. The people, definitely. People are proud of where they live here. And that was huge to us, because if you're not going to be a part of making your city great, then you should go somewhere else and make that great. But people here, they're really proud of where they live, and we love that, and we responded to that.
Did you pick up on that right away?
I think so, yeah. From you see entrepreneurs everywhere. You see people starting something from nothing because they still can. You can still get a toehold in the society, and people rally around you. Very supportive businesses of one another. But again, like, since we travel so much, covering restaurants, bars, shopping, culture, arts and culture, huge for us, and the Twin Cities just have that in spades.
Andrew, anything she left off that
I mean, it just
eye?
kind of changes every day for me, you know. I think if I had to narrow it down to one thing, it's just kind of the general vibe here. Like, it just kind of felt right, you know. There's not quite one thing you can narrow it down to, but
It's positive, it's optimistic, it's hopeful.
Yeah.
And you can't say that about everywhere.
Yeah.
No,
It's
No.
and early 18 is when you did it. But how long did you know, okay, you guys had a talk of like, you know what? This might be it. Did you know within a couple days or?
I like to tell this story. What's the bookstore with the chickens? Rumpus? Wild Rumpus.
The Wild
Yeah.
Rumpus.
We were in there, and we had just stopped by because we're always checking out bookstores, small independent bookstores, and there were chickens, and I was like, this is the greatest place
Where
on
else?
earth.
Yeah.
Like, we're done,
Right.
we're moving here.
yeah.
Thank you, Wild Rumpus. So, okay, so you picked this, and then this turned into the blog. Again, I'll say it again. I'm big with names. The MInnevangelist. Obviously, I know it's a blog, but what was the birth of this like?
It was just, we were just constantly talking, like evangelizing for Minnesota, especially to people back on the East Coast who are like, oh, but there's so much snow. Like, New York knows how to handle snow. No. Like,
Yeah.
so
That's what always cracks me up. It's like, calm down.
Yeah.
I like to tell people to calm down, Taylor Swift. Y'all get snow too. Yeah.
You just have to kind of like be an adult and layer properly. It's like no bad weather, just bad clothing.
And people just embrace it here, which is awesome. Like you'll see people just skiing down our street,
cross-country
in the
skiing
middle
in the middle
of
of a
winter. Like, this is how I'm
snowstorm,
going to go to
and I'm
work
like, I
today.
love
I'm going to cross-country ski.
Eric Dayton, former Minnesota Governor Mark Dayton's son, has a whole campaign. I mean, he wants everyone, and I love that. I think we should, instead of complaining about it, which we all do complain about it, I'm no different, but we should get out there and enjoy it. And have you found, are you embracing it?
We took our first cross-country skiing lessons last winter. We went dog sledding for the first time. We went ice fishing. We didn't catch anything.
I've lived here 22 years. I haven't done any of that. You mentioned some of it, and the science of this fascinates me. What is one of the biggest misconceptions that you heard here from your friends and family in New York? Is it that they think we're kind of uncultured and there's no art and there's no food and we just eat pierogies?
They actually do that in my hometown from Buffalo, and we like pierogies. We love pierogies.
I love pierogies, yeah.
If they've never been here, which most of them haven't, then they might assume those things. But then the ones who've been here are like, oh my gosh, when can I move there?
Yeah. I would say they just don't know what to expect, and that was us going into this. Like all they know is that, it's cold. They're not sure what else to think about it.
People always think that you're from Minnesota, but it's cold there. Yeah, very original. Okay, now they're sticking around. They're giving us their favorite things about the Minnesota State Fair when we come back. Back after this. Welcome back, everybody. With the founders of the blog, MInnevangelist, Ashley and Andrew. Okay, so you guys like me, I love this Minnesota State Fair. Your first fair was last year. First impressions, both of you. I'll start with you this time, Andrew.
Oh man, it's kind of like asking, what do you love about Minnesota?
I know. But were you blown away by it? I mean, you walk in the gates and you don't know what to expect.
It was everything I expected and much more, I would say. Yeah. And we went 2 days last year. We needed more time. I wish we'd had more time.
Yeah.
So.
Your first?
Oh my gosh, how am I going to eat everything?
Yeah, that's more the issue.
I need like 4 stomachs like the cows in the building.
Did you come up with a food strategy or did you wing it?
We had definitely marked maybe 20 things we wanted to try beforehand. We did try to split. We did try to split a lot, but we definitely didn't get through the whole list, which necessitated a second day of nonstop eating.
Now, we have your 5 things you're most looking forward to this year, and I got to tell you, I love, you know what I'm laughing at. Yeah. We love your number 1 audience. It is?
Weird Al.
Weird Al in concert,
We are the world's nerdiest people. Not ashamed to admit that. This will be the 3rd time we've seen Weird Al. He's playing Tuesday.
I love it.
And this is super special because if anyone saw him last year, he did a very stripped down, deep cuts only kind of show. The costumes are back and the greatest hits are back. And this time he is also playing with a full symphony orchestra and backup singers.
Not sure how that's going to work, but yeah.
Really?
It's going to be amazing.
Weird Al has an orchestra?
He does
Apparently,
now.
Yeah.
Okay. Number 2, you love the agricultural and the horticultural building.
Yep, the Ag Hort building.
Yeah.
I feel like the miracle of life, like the
birth.
Like that's great if you happen to time your visit to a pig birth. But you can go to the Ag Hort building and hug Christmas trees all day long. You've got corn art that inspired by Prince and Fancy Ray.
Seed art.
You have the Minnesota Craft Brewers Guild
Yep.
does an awesome
you
flight
can get a nice
there.
flight there.
Yeah, I think it's 4 pours for $10.
Giant pumpkins.
Giant pumpkins, giant everything.
Everything.
Yeah.
So-
Like green beans.
Yep.
Eggplants that really shouldn't be that big.
Right.
Yeah, that they are. Yeah. Number 3 is a personal favorite of mine, Princess K butter carving. What would you, I will return to my first question. What did you think last year when you saw human beings carving other human beings out of butter in a giant cooler?
I mean, I was thinking, why am I not in there? I would love to do that.
Yeah.
I was just like, I've died and gone to heaven. I'm holding a soft serve from Dairy Goodness, watching a beauty queen carved in a 90-pound block of butter. Like, I'm just done with life.
Yeah. And can we pause, and the audience knows where I'm going with this. Can we talk about how good that ice cream is at the Dairy Goodness building? Those kids, I tell them, I don't know what you put in that ice cream, but it's magical. Yes,
really
it's fantastic. The Dog Breeds Pavilion, that's a good one.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, when you're talking about auditioning America, I'd like to audition a real dog because we have 2 Chihuahuas that I cannot actually walk around.
He wants like a walkable dog, like a
I
real
get it.
dog.
Yeah.
One that doesn't just sleep on the couch.
I get that. Yeah. So that's a good stop.
Yeah.
And then finally, food. Sweet Martha's you listed, cheese curds, tipsy pies, and some new things. Okay, because the cheese curd is very Minnesota, very Wisconsin. What did you think of those last year? Was that your first curd?
It was not. I eat curds every chance I can get. It's kind of a problem. This last year we tried Miller's. This year we're going to try Mousetrap and have a little face-off.
A little face-off, yeah.
Do you have an opinion?
Mousetrap.
Oh, okay.
I know.
All right.
There was the other one, but then they left. There was another, the family was there for years, and then they left. I really liked those the best, but now I'm going to do Mousetrap, yeah.
Okay.
Sweet Martha's, what did you think of those?
I mean, how can you not love it? They like scoop 1,000 cookies at a time, pile it up this high. Then you have no choice but to eat like the top 70 cookies so you can put the lid on.
Because you got to transport it.
Yeah, you got to get it home.
70-some cookies. Well, I was telling them in the break, my suggestions for them, the Gizmo sandwich you should absolutely do. So good. The turkey to go sandwich is really
We
good.
had that.
Did you have that?
That was great.
The most, I hate that word, but the moistest turkey on the planet is found in that building. So, well, you guys, if you see us, if we're on the, will you guys swing by when you visit this year?
Sure.
I want to see your impressions of this season.
Okay, we can do that.
Give it up, everybody, for Ashley and Andrew. Check out their blog. You're going to love it. It's such a great idea. MInnevangelist.com. And if you missed any of this, don't worry. We're going to be putting all of this on our Facebook page. And don't forget, full episodes of The Jason Show are on our YouTube page. Just search Jason Show TV and hit that subscribe button.